also referred to as the group of monuments at Hampi, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site located in east-central Karnataka, India. It became the center of the Hindu Vijayanagara Empire capital in the 14th century. Chronicles left by Persian and European travelers, particularly the Portuguese, state Hampi was a prosperous, wealthy, and grand city near the Tungabhadra River, with numerous temples, farms, and trading markets. By 1500 CE, Hampi-Vijayanagara was the world's second largest medieval-era city after Beijing, and probably India's richest at that time, attracting traders from Persia and Portugal. The Vijayanagara Empire was defeated by a coalition of Muslim sultanates. Its capital was conquered, pillaged, and destroyed by sultanate armies in 1565, after which Hampi remained in ruins. Located in Karnataka near the modern-era city of Hosapete, Hampi's ruins are spread over 4,100 hectares and it has been described by UNESCO as an austere, grandiose site of more than 1,600 surviving remains of the last great Hindu kingdom, in South India that includes forts, riverside features, royal and sacred complexes, temples, shrines, pillared halls, mandapas, memorial structures, water structures, and others. Hampi predates the Vijayanagara Empire. There is evidence of Ashokan epigraphy, and it is mentioned in the Ramayana and the Puranas of Hinduism as Pampadevi Tirthakshitra. Hampi continues to be an important religious center, housing the Virupaksha temple, an active Adi Shankara-linked monastery and various monuments belonging to the old city. Hampi is famous for its ruins belonging to the erstwhile medieval Hindu kingdom of Vijayanagar and it is declared a World Heritage Site. The Temples of Hampi, its monolithic sculptures and monuments, attract the traveler because of their excellent workmanship. The Hindu style of architecture found at Hampi reflects the splendor of the Vijayanagara Empire. The rugged landscape adds to the historic ambience of this site. Hampi is located in the central part of the state of Karnataka, in the southern part of India. It is 353 kilometers from Bangalore, and 13 kilometers from Hosapete. It is located on top of a rugged terrain and is 467 meters above sea level. Tungabhadra River flows through Hampi. It has a tropical climate with hot summers, and cool winters. It experiences the southwestern monsoon rains from June to August. The first settlement in Hampi dates back to 1st century AD and a number of Buddhist sites belonging to that time have been found nearby. Hampi was the capital of the mighty Vijayanagara Empire. Vijayanagara was one of the largest Hindu empires in India. Two brothers, Harihar and Bukha, founded it in 1336. Krishnadevaraya was the greatest ruler and controlled almost all of peninsular India south of Tungabhadra River. The town of Hampi in 14th century had a population of 500,000 people. 7 concentric lines of fortifications protected the city. It maintained a huge army to protect it from other kingdoms. Vijayanagara Empire flourished, as it controlled both cotton and spice trade routes of southern India. Medieval historians refer to Hampi as an important center of trade. However, the glory of Vijayanagara was short-lived. With the death of Krishnadevaraya, the combined armies of the 5 Muslim kingdoms Bidar, Bijapur, Golconda, Ahmednagar, and Berar destroyed this mighty empire in 1565. The main tourist spots in Hampi can be divided into 2 broad areas, the Hampi Bazaar area and the Royal Centre near Kamalapuram. The 15th century Virupaksha temple is located in the Hampi Bazaar area. It is one of the oldest monuments of the town. The top of the temple rises about 50 meters from the ground and the main shrine is dedicated to Virupaksha, a form of Lord Shiva. Hemakuta Hill, south of the Virupaksha temple, contains early ruins, Jain temples, and a monolithic sculpture of Lord Narasimha, a form of Lord Vishnu. Hemakuta Hill offers excellent view of Hampi Bazaar. 2 kilometers east of Hampi Bazaar, the traveler can see the World Heritage Vittal Temple, built in the 16th century. The carvings on this temple give an insight into the architectural splendor achieved by the artisans of Vijayanagara Empire. The outer pillars of this temple are said to produce music when tapped. They are also known as the musical pillars. Between Hampi Bazaar and Vittal Temple, one can see the deserted Sewell Bazaar and the Ashatreya Temple. Monolithic statue of Lord Ganesh, Nandi, the Kodandarama Temple and the Krishna Temple are other places to visit in the Hampi Bazaar area. The Royal Centre is located between the Hampi Bazaar area and Kamalapuram. One can take a 2 kilometers walk down to this area from the Hampi Bazaar. There are a number of tourist attractions within the walled area of the Royal Centre. The Lotus Mahal or Palace is an intricately designed pavilion within a walled compound, known as the Zenana enclosure. This palace is a blend of Indo-Islamic architecture and gets its name from the lotus bud carved on its domed and vaulted ceiling. The Elephant Quarter is adjacent to the Zenana enclosure. It is a domed building, which housed the royal elephants. The Queen's Bath, with its unique Islamic architecture, and the underground Virupaksha Temple are other important places to visit within the Royal Centre. The Archaeological Museum at Kamalapuram has a good collection of sculptures belonging to the Vijayanagara Empire. Apart from the Hampi Bazaar and the Royal Centre, Gandhi is another area to be visited by the tourist. It is a fortified area north of Hampi Bazaar across Tungabhadra River. It has a number of temples in and around it. Hampi and its nearby region remained a contested and fought over region claimed by the local chiefs, the Hyderabad Muslim Nizams, the Maratha Hindu kings, and Hyder Ali and his son Tipu Sultan of Mysore through the 18th century. In 1799, Tipu Sultan was defeated and killed when the British forces and Wadiyar dynasty aligned. The region then came under British influence. The ruins of Hampi were surveyed in 1800 by Scottish Colonel Colin Mackenzie, first Surveyor General of India. Mackenzie wrote that the Hampi site was abandoned and only wildlife lived there. The 19th century speculative articles by historians who followed Mackenzie blamed the 18th century armies of Hyder Ali and the Marathas for the damage to the Hampi monuments. The Hampi site remained largely ignored until the mid-19th century, when Alexander Greenlaw visited and photographed the site in 1856. He created an archive of 60 colotype photographs of temples and royal structures that were standing in 1856. These photographs were held in a private collection in the United Kingdom and were not published until 1980. They are the most valuable source of the mid-19th century state of Hampi monuments to scholars. A translation of the memoirs written by Abdul Razak, a Persian envoy in the court of Devaraya II, published in the early 1880s, described some monuments of the abandoned site. This translation, for the first time, uses Arabic terms such as Zenana to describe some of the Hampi monuments. Some of these terms became the names thereafter. Alexander Arya, an officer of the Archaeological Survey Department of the Madras Presidency within British India, published his survey of the site in 1885. Robert Sewell published his scholarly treatise A Forgotten Empire in 1900, bringing Hampi to the widespread attention of scholars. The growing interest led Arya and his successor Longhurst to clear and repair the Hampi group of monuments. The site is significant historically and archaeologically, for the Vijayanagara period and before. The Archaeological Survey of India continues to conduct excavations in the area. Hampi is located in hilly terrain formed by granite boulders. The Hampi monuments comprising the UNESCO World Heritage Site are a subset of the wider-spread Vijayanagara ruins. Almost all of the monuments were built between 1336 and 1570 CE during the Vijayanagara rule.